Couple of ideas for you to maybe structure your activity calendar for the next year, or for this year rather. First step though, everyone can download the book now if you like, or you can just take a photo of this and do it later at your convenience. But basically to download the book, just go to this address. If you want information about the book, go here, but to download it, go here. And I've given you this coupon code, GBGMY, and you can use it at that address.
Are you saying bring it out?
No, there'll be no email. So just just grab the information from here.
John?
Yes?
The line in the footer that you have mentioned.
Yep.
Is it some kind of hack that you're trying?
No. No. Why?
When you limit something, it's a psychology hack.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This code has expired.
Yeah, no, it could be, but no, this is just so, I mean, if someone shares this with on their Facebook or something, then it will only work 30 times. So that's enough for this group, right? 30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's expired.
It's expired.
He wasn't joking. Really? Yeah, it's expired.
GBGMY.
Yeah.
Oh.
That means there's more than 30 here. Who share it out?
Who share it out?
Social proof. Edit WooCommerce. Coupon.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the date is set to 1st of January. Okay, try now.
Okay.
Okay.
Check.
Oops. Okay, should work now. I'll just give you a moment to do that. But you can do it later. You can go and download it when you start planning if you like. Yeah, because you've got to put in some information. So you can do that a bit later if you like. Okay, so for your session planning, we have the rest of the afternoon to plan your sessions for 2016. We don't want to dictate how you do this and how many sessions you want to do and what topics you want to cover, and that's all really up to you. The goal of the afternoon, though, would be to ideally submit something to Marcus by the end of the session that has like a rough skeleton of the content that you're planning for this year. So to help you plan that, to inspire you a little bit, I have a couple of ways that you can structure it, and then we're also going to look at some of the other plans from the other GBG, the other countries that we've been doing this workshop with. So we can show you, like, I think the Philippines we have examples from, and Vietnam we have examples from. So maybe that will help you get a bit of inspiration. So yeah, as I said, it's really up to you. You know, everyone has different levels of time and different levels of resources. You know, there's some GBG communities here that have a few people in them, and there's some that are just a solo person. So it's up. We can't really tell you how many sessions you want that you should plan. That's really up to you to decide. Whether they're big ones or small ones, that's also up to you to decide. One approach that you could take would be a stage-based approach. So if you're going to take these growth hacks, so all of the content that you've seen today, I'm going to send to you in a minute via the email address, and the content from yesterday and today, please feel free to take it and remix it, do whatever you want with it. And also the content in the book. The one approach would be to use a stage-based approach, so kind of like we did today and yesterday we talked about early stage, mid stage, later stage. So you could structure your sessions with your communities in that way. Really depends if there's a good mix of different stages of entrepreneur in your community, then this might be one way to go. So for example, it could be like something like this, where you've got class 1 is an early stage GBG session where you look at Google Forms, kind of like we did yesterday. You look at some mailing list tools like MailChimp and Campaign Monitor. Campaign Monitor. And you talk about like very, very early stage tactics like customer validation and the Net Promoter Score, how to calculate that. You talk about drip campaigns. Maybe you could do the same exercise where you set up a drip campaign, or you not set up a drip campaign, but you map out like a drip campaign, what it could look like for their startup. And most importantly, I think for any of the sessions that you run, any of the startups that you work with, it'd be good to help them to set some goals. So on our side, we're looking to see some like measurable or quantifiable measures of success from your communities. So what's important would be working with your communities, working with the startups in your communities, and helping them to set some goals. Whatever those goals are, not necessarily, aiming for the 2 million ringgit Series A, but at least helping them to choose a metric, just like we did in the previous task, and helping them to improve that by suggesting certain tactics to use. We'll get into that and how to measure that in a little bit later. Class 2 maybe be like a mid-stage kind of class where you talk about the more mid-stage tactics like anchor pricing, aha moment. Maybe go into more detail about drip campaigns. You can talk about branching like we did yesterday. Can't go back hack. Or another way would be to do a metrics-based approach where you could hold different sessions that focus, each session would focus maybe on a specific metric, like the task that we just did. So you'd hold one session for helping people increase their social media following, another session for increasing revenue, and then you talk about tactics only related to those metrics. So for example, class 1 might be an increasing page views session where, I call these classes, but you don't have to call them classes, maybe just sessions or gatherings or meetings. Increasing page views, actually a bunch of the tactics that we talked about over the last couple of days will help increase page views, but for example, content marketing is a huge lever that you can pull as a startup to increase the amount of traffic coming to your website. The more content you create, the more traffic you get, basically. And the piggyback hack is a useful method for coming up with content ideas. Also, that tool that was mentioned earlier.
Title maker.
Yeah, the title maker tool. That's super useful. And also, I think the thing that's important about that tool is it really shows that good content ideas don't have to be complicated, because all of those content ideas are based on a formula. It's a list, and then it's got like a part 1, part 2, part 3 to the title. It doesn't have to get complicated. And I think often when new entrepreneurs get into content marketing, they think about they overthink, and they try to do these like very research heavy posts, or posts with some kind of lots of data and lots of opinion and very serious stuff. But actually, the kind of the kind of content that people like to consume is lightweight, interesting, fun content, kind of like the stuff that we were seeing that the title maker suggested. Slide share and open graph kind of optimization. You talk a little bit about newsletter optimization beyond just growing the mailing list. We kind of touched on this yesterday, but beyond growing the mailing list, you've got to start looking at the open rate and the click-through rate, not just kind of blindly adding more and more people to your mailing list. Number two, maybe an increase in conversion sessions. So you look at Google Analytics, using Google Analytics to measure the conversion rate for a start. You'd explain how to set up goals. Does everyone know how to set up goals in Google Analytics? Some people probably do. If not, there wasn't enough time to go into it today, but it's very easy, and you can look at that in your spare time. Google Analytics goals basically help you track specific important actions on your website or on your app. For example, a sign up might be one goal, a purchase would be another goal, and setting up these goals in Google Analytics helps you to track various things like where these goals came from, like where your signups came from. Did they come from campaign A or campaign B, and where your purchases came from, or where your premium upgrades to premium accounts came from. So over here, for increased conversion rate, yeah, you'd be talking about tactics like the anchor pricing hack aha moment, the timer, anything that increases this pressure on the user, drip campaigns, exit offers we didn't talk about, but exit offer is where, it's in the book, it's where sometimes when you try to leave a website, they give you one last kind of offer before you leave. It's one of those annoying things where you're trying to close the tab, but the website prevents you from closing. It says, are you sure you want to leave? Are you sure? We'll give you another $15 off if you don't leave. It doesn't have to be a discount, but there's some websites, especially e-commerce, and especially those long form, what's the best way of describing? There's very long form kind of salesy pages where they're trying to sell you like a supplement or something like that. Very commonly use these slightly more sleazy tactics like the exit offer, but the reason they use them is because they work. So can't go back hack again. It's a bit sleazy, but it works, and Amazon uses it, so it must be okay. And then yeah, for each of these planning and goal settings. So the way that I would approach it, yeah, it would be to, just like we did for that last task, would be at a certain point, try to highlight a few startups that you can work with within your communities where you think you can identify a core metric for them to improve, and you can help them to improve it using the tactics that we've discussed and using your own expertise. For goal setting and the progress evaluation, we have a simple sheet that you can fill out for the startups that are in your communities. Really basic, because this is what we need in order to measure levels of impact and levels of success. So for each startup that you are working with, or each startup that you feel that you can help with their growth, just write down the metric just record the metric that you're going to improve, or you're going to try to improve for them. Testing period, so maybe it's over the course of 1 month, maybe it's over the course of a few months. The starting value, the tactics that you're going to use, and maybe a bit about the execution, and then the ending value. So this is kind of like, this is both for you and them, so you might want to have 2 copies of this. The middle section where you write down the kind of tactics that they can use is so that they can go away and they have a reference and they can say, one by one, okay, we've implemented this, and ideally, by the end of the test period, you should see some kind of increase. So as an example, this would be like an app startup. So they're looking to increase their downloads, just like a couple of the startups in the last exercise also chose downloads as the key metric to increase. Starting value, they should know what their starting value is, what's the current rate of downloads per day. And then based on what we've talked about over the last 2 days, and based on your own expertise and your own experiences, try to give them some advice on how they can just get this number, how they can increase this number. Obviously, free methods are better, because you can't just tell the startup to just go and spend $1,000 in advertising. So A/B testing headlines, they can do that for free. Increasing the call to action size. We didn't talk about that, but this is kind of as part of optimizing a landing page would be like trying to either increasing the size of buttons or relocating them into more obvious locations. Maybe a two-way incentive to incentivize them sharing with their friends. And then at the end value, at the end of this February 2016, it doesn't have to be February, as I said, it can be any testing period, is up to you. End value should be hopefully increased. So, and then you can submit this back to us, and then we have a quantitative measure of the impact that is going on in your respective communities. And it's good for us to then, we can go through these and see if there's any cases that we want to get more details on, if we want to build like a success story. And the success stories, we're looking at what time? Roughly Q3 is when we want to be able to announce, or when we want them back in? When we want to announce?
Announce probably end Q2.
Oh, okay.
And then Q3 will start the campaign of collecting sources.
Oh, okay. So yeah, by the end of Q3 then, ideally within your communities, you need a few of these filled in, basically. So yeah, that's the end of my bit. So from your side, do you want to show some of the work that the other GBG communities have done, or the other countries have done?
Yeah.
So we've got some. It's always easier to look at some examples, and there's been some good plans created by some of the other countries in the region. So, because we've done this workshop now with Vietnam, with Philippines, with Middle East, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. So yep. So this is one of the example how you can actually lay out your plan. So as you can see, they actually put in dates like in January, which is Q1. What kind of activities you want to do. In Q2, in Q3, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Still maybe.
Yeah.
Increase the zoom. Okay.
Comment was.
You just hacked it.
So a lot of different chapters, they localize according to the community needs. So some of them you'll find is women focused, some of them is like SMB focused, social enterprise focused, some of it is tech focused. So depending on the structure of your community, then with all the information and knowledge that you have, you can actually customize it and then put it into your plan. And what we hope to see is you have like a 1-year plan like this. When you want to do what, and we will be able to, me, Gloria, and Charlotte will be able to allocate our resources better in terms of supporting you, in terms of the fund, the swags, or any other things that you need. Also, if needed, a follow-up plan with triggers, maybe, or other facilitated. Yep. So, we also have, let's see, well, the other one was Vietnam, right? That was your favorite. This one. Okay, that's one. What's this one? Where is the zoom? Okay, how do I zoom this? Full screen?
Comment plus.
Yeah. Just pinch it out.
Pinch? No. Pinch? No. Oh, it's here. Okay. Yeah. Or you can put it in a spreadsheet instead of documents, and then you just lay it across like that. So the ones that you see just now has more details in terms of the ideas of the kinds of event they want to do. This one is just like okay, title, and then early stage and middle stage, later stage, and when they want to do it. Yeah. And on top of that, like I said yesterday, the G days would be Q4. So if you want to play G days, just leave it to Q4. Okay.
So that means from now until was it 3 or 3:30? We have basically free planning time. Then we'll have another afternoon break, and then we can come back and we're going to get you to present your plans to everyone else, which might be also useful for to share ideas and to get inspiration from each other. So for the planning, it's up to you whether you want to do it by yourself, very secret, like in the corner, or if you want to team up back in your startups, your fictional startups, or if you want to team up with the folks from your GBG community, because I know there's a few communities that have. Yeah. Who are the Who here is a solo GBG community manager? One. Like a.
You're alone from your chapter.
The only one from your chapter.
Oh shit! I thought everybody's the same.
There's some that have a few in the same chapter.
Probably the individual ones can kind of group together.
Yeah. So who are the individual ones? Okay. Yeah. Maybe you want to group together. Either you group together or you.
I think by region.
Like if someone wants to adopt them and then bring them into your community.
So the end result would be chapter plan. So if you group together, it's okay. I mean, to do discussion, but then the output would be the chapter plan. Yeah.
By chapter.
Yeah. So if you say, for example, if Malaysia, I don't know, wherever you want to group together and then discuss and then work out your plan, it's fine. But the output has to be kind of like your project. Yeah. Okay.
All good. And then in the meantime, whilst you're chatting, we'll come around and distribute candy for energy.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey,
go get
energy.
Can we go get side?
Let's say my screen, my head,
I think just here would be good because the security dude is supposed to be on holiday, then he at least like escort you in and out. It's probably more difficult for you. So just here, it's fine. You want to do it outside, it's fine.
Outside, no shit.
Yeah, it's pretty hot outside.
I think it's easier.
I would also share these 2 plans with you. At least you have a preference.
Share break, coffee break area.
Perak sudah beda ya.
Relatively very close. And then context sphere, if we were to pose it
hiring developers.
Nggak
mau semua juga kan, kita kan ada testing juga.
So this is tapi pusing gitu respon
Iya,
ke emailnya.
pakai yang gratisan juga udah oke. So
And what was the demographics of everyone?
So what do you want to focus on?
But it's just a very simple. You can do it just a simple. You see, like very cute, right? I mean, every month I can come up with activities.
Mine will be a lot traditional. It's supposed to be a lot of time.
I can do a monthly thing.
So I tried to keep it yeah.
Because what happened before with the GBG events is usually we do like seminars and conferences and talks, and these you can't shoot.
The basic and a little bit about Google Docs and Labs. So I should go.
Hi everyone. I'm also representing my team from GBGKK. So for 2016, our yearly plan is not that aggressive. Yeah, just something simple. Okay. So this particular year we are starting up with something rather new on our side. We call it the Kopi Kopi Talk. which is just like an open sharing forum. So we're gonna have this once every 3 months, just bringing any of the members from our community, and we just open the floor for anyone to share about their experiences or anything that they learn when it comes to entrepreneurship, startup, or anything like that. And at the same time, that is when we will also introduce on the things that we just knew from, especially from yesterday, the Google My Business, the new feature verification. So the postcard thing, all the addressing thing and posting, it should be okay already. And the newly introduced Google AdWords Express. And a little bit about growth hacking, because for the whole year, growth hacking is going to be our main theme. And at the same time, somewhere in Q3, we're not exactly sure when, depending on the schedule, we're going to try to pitch.
Q1?
Oh, sorry, Q1. We'll try to pitch on growth hacking, an introduction to one of the entrepreneurship associations in Sabah. So we have one we're trying to target, which is the Sabah Women Entrepreneurship and Professionals Association. So hopefully we can get some of them interested on the concept, especially, right? So starting Q2, we're gonna have the Kopi Talk again. It's repeating every 3 months. There'll be more of an open forum this time around, not much on us, because the first time we have to lead. The second time she said, no, how's it gonna be like? Then hopefully they won't be that embarrassed or won't be that shy to come forward and start sharing, right? And then at the same time, we will have the actual growth hacking event. It will be in the form of a talk, a one-day talk, right? And then at the same time, we also mentioned that there's going to be some sort of like a contest for anyone who are able to implement growth hacking in their startup, business, or any of their ideas, and they were able to, have some sort of like success stories. And there's going to be Google's going to feature their story if it's one of the best stories available in the whole for globally. Okay. Then on quarter 3 is again just Kopi Talk, and this time around it will be more of what you call feedback, progress, asking them on how is it, have they tried the techniques for hacking in their business, what sort of challenges they happen to find out, just something simple. So that's it. Then on the quarter 4. Same thing, the Kopi Talk, and then we are planning, in collaboration together with GBG Kuching, to have GD Borneo in Q4.
Anything about it, like
Kalimantan.
So like we're hoping if GBG Kalimantan can join in the fun.
Is there also? Is there a chapter in Kalimantan?
Anyone from Kalimantan side?
I'm Kalimantan.
You're from Kalimantan. You want to join in celebration?
But I'm in Java right now.
Oh.
Pontianak.
Anyone from Pontianak?
Pontianak.
Jansen.
Anyone from Kathmandu?
We welcome you, but it's still called G-Day Borneo. But you can come. We open for everyone.
So the GD event, we've decided to have it in Kuching, right? Because KK already had one 2-3 years ago, right?
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years ago already. So this time around, we give the opportunity to Kuching. So we're going to be there, join forces, and make it a blast. Alright. Okay, so that's it on the KK side. Thank you so much.
Actually, KL boy.
Yeah, my flag is
Actually,
right.
KL boy.
KL boy.
Cowboy.
Boy.
Wow. Sarawak. That's okay. No, I'm half. The one separate lah.
Okay. Wherever else you have, I don't know.
Hello guys. I'm going to share some schedule on GBG Kuching. So February, we're gonna do a very brief, not brief, early stage growth hacking topics, just to create awareness to the public. And then March, we're gonna do a sharing of SEO, search engine optimization. Then April will be AdSense, May will be AdWords, and then June will be on Gmail ads. July will be more on like July, basically July, August, September will be once a month. We're gonna slowly release out some understanding of how to use certain tools, free tools on their businesses and stuff like that from Google, with Gloria's assistance. Okay, and then basically Q4 we already agreed with KK to do a G-Day Borneo. So in Q4 we will basically just focus on that. And what we're gonna do is after the growth hacking talk or sharing, we are going to look into recruiting like maybe between 10 to 15 participants who are already running certain campaigns or projects or apps or businesses, and then they are serious with growth hacking. Then we will actually work with them on the mentoring sessions simultaneously, and then we will actually we were able to provide the results later on to Marcus. So look into submissions for Q3. Oh, and Gloria as well, yeah. So that's about for us.
Okay, Kathmandu team.
Oh,
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu is the best of the last.
Can we connect this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Nepal. Lebih lah you.
Yay! This one.
Give me a micro.
Everyone, you say you mean that?
What?
We go Nepal.
Yay, free trip to Nepal.
G-Day
Guys.
G-Day Kathmandu.
Visiting.
Oh, yeah. Get up. All go Nepal already.
After Borneo first, then we go Nepal.
Next side, three dot.
Left. Yeah.
I'm not used to
So good evening once again, guys. So before we start and share our plans, I'd like to give you a little bit of background. We started as a chapter at the end of 2014. This is actually our first event, and GBG Kathmandu is the only GBG chapter in Nepal. We did our first G-Day in 2014 end. In 2015 we couldn't do a lot of things because of the earthquake and the rocket. So we are pretty ambitious with 2016. That is the first thing. Second thing, Nepal is still underdeveloped country, and most of its income is through remittance. Like we have $5 billion remittance annually, so most of the people go out for working. We're not so good on infrastructure. So depending upon the type of requirement that we have in our country, we have framed our plan accordingly. That is the first thing. And though the country is not so good on infrastructure, but the startup bubble is really very good. We have events happening every now and then. We have hackathons, startup weekends, startup grind, and a lot of other events happening, and smaller competitions also going around. So keeping all these things in mind, immediately in February we thought of, besides the growth hacking for startups, we thought of doing a training program for journalists. So a lot of journalists, especially the technology journalists, not other journalists, technology journalists have started writing. They mostly write in Nepali language as of now. So we would like to train them on topics like Google Translate, SEO, AdSense, AdWords, and Keyword Planner. Like a lot of them do not know what Keyword Planner is and things like that. And then we do a survey of potential startups. So what we did is we created a form, this is long back, and we posted in, there's a Facebook group, IT Entrepreneurs in Nepal. So we posted a form there, posted that we have started startups in Nepal and we'll be traveling, so we'll talk about you at different forums. And we got a really good response. Sorry. So this was the form actually. This was the form where we took some information about startups, about their team size and their biggest challenges that they have, your top 3 challenges, so that we can know what is the main challenge. And we got a very good response. So a lot of startups actually did their profiling, and we didn't enter any data ourselves. It's all crowdsourced. So these are the startups in Nepal.
Wow.
Wow.
And this is all automated. Like anyone who enters the Google form, their startup is here automatically. So later on we'll select startups from here and do the growth hacking thing for them from here, and we'll also try to print a handbook of the startups with the key metrics like revenue and team size, and so that maybe investors or other people would know about the startup scene in Nepal.
Wow.
How many of the startup based in Kathmandu?
Most of them are in Kathmandu because Nepal, the major city is Kathmandu, and almost everything is in Kathmandu. A lot of people even they understand Kathmandu as Nepal.
Kathmandu is around 1 million population.
No
more.
5 million. Yeah. And I would like to say I'm not in a capacity to help startups outside Kathmandu as of now. Yeah. There is something growing up, but like first, within our capacity, we'll just focus in Kathmandu. We do have some events. We traveled to Birgans and other cities for the Dev Fest, and we did some training, but we'll focus mainly, GBG Kathmandu would focus on Kathmandu. And so in March, we have this survey of potential tech startups, which I already showed you through that. And then our GBG Women, we would be, to start with, we would be doing a program called Women Who Startup, where we would simply call any women working in the technology industry to share their stories and share their challenges. And this would also to get the database of around 50 or 100 women or girls especially working in that Kathmandu, so that later on we can plan trainings for them. So this will be the first basic event. So in April we start the first growth hacking phase 1. So in March we would have done the potential startup. We'll select around 20 from all the data that we have, and in April we'll do the first workshop for the early stage startup and all the techniques that we learned yesterday. Again in May we want to do a specific training. Now this is again depending upon the country. Our country, most of the revenue is based on tourism and travel. A lot of tourists come to Nepal for trekking. So we would like to do a special training only for the travel agents or people in the tourism industry. So our content will be specific to travel industry. We'll mainly teach them because travel industry requires a lot of online reviews and booking hotels, tickets and guides and things like that. So we'll have training on Google Apps for Work, that's basic, and then AdWords, SEO and inbound marketing. And then in July we'll have in May we'll also have along with that the growth hacking phase 2. So what we are planning is we'll not have different audience every time. Like first we did a survey, we selected 20 startups, phase 1 and phase 2 with the same audience, so that we can follow up with them and calculate the metrics and see how they are growing and what is the progress. And in third, there's another requirement in June. We have a lot of video creators in Nepal, but they don't know how to put their videos on YouTube and they don't know how to earn money from it. They keep on asking us that, because a lot of Nepalese, they live outside, as I told, because of the remittance business, migrant workers and all. So they want to see the Nepali content from their country. Like someone is in US and Malaysia and they want to see Nepali videos. So we would specially be organizing a training for video content creators TV channels and documentary producers. This training will focus on YouTube and how to create a viral video and things like that, or the basics of video, and how to have an official YouTube channel where you can customize as per different like tablet, mobile, and desktops and things like that. And then a little bit more about AdSense, because when they have their content, they can earn some money from it. And then in July, we have the final growth hacking phase 3 with the same 20 startups that we have selected. In August, we want to have some expert training in some latest technologies. For example, we are thinking of training on Polymer. I hope you know Polymer, a new web technology by Google, which creates web applications which also look like native mobile applications, and other similar technology, and some courses on Udacity, because there are good courses on Udacity. We can have mobile marketing course, and because there are a lot of mobile app developers. Recently, a telecom operator, Ansel, in Nepal, they organized a contest for mobile app developers, and there were around 500 applicants. And then they did a full app camp, Ansel app camp as it's termed. There were around 50 participants. And the winner, we had a founder of Candy Crush visiting, and it was a big event because it was done by the telecom operator. In September, we are planning a design sprint, which will be again by the GBG women and for the girls. So teach them the basics of design thinking and to come up with ideas for our problems, and a little bit about material design as well. In October, we are trying, this is a new event we thought of. This is Women Tech Awards. So it might sound big, Tech Awards, but we will do it in a smaller scale. So the idea is to, again, inspire women. So we'll set up a simple Google form. We'll ask all women or girls who are in the technology sector to apply for it. They need not have their own venture. If they're working, if they're doing something, because for a women in Nepal to work in the technology sector is still a challenge. So we feel that if they're working, they are already successful. So we'll take participants, and we are expecting at least 50 participants. And then we'll organize a small ceremony where we invite them. All 50, we give them a small token of appreciation. And from there, maybe we can have some judges select some nice success stories, 2, 3, 4, or 5 girls, and shoot a video and put it online so that can inspire other women. And we also recognize and give some awards to those 5 women. So the idea is to show that women are still working in technology industry in a country like Nepal, and it's possible.
Nice.
And finally, we have our G-Day. So in G-Days, we are planning 3 things. The first is we'll have a startup fair. A startup fair where we'll be inviting 50 startups, 20 with whom we have been working for the growth hacking, and other 30 startups, and we'll give them a free stall. It will not be an expensive stall like an expo, but a table with a small board type of thing, so that they can interact and they can have their own materials. It will be a free stall for them, so that they can exhibit about all their products and work that they are doing. It will not be like long, like 3-4 hours of exhibition. The second thing is we'll have sharing of success stories from all these 20, and the selected ones will be given a platform, say 30 minutes or 45 minutes, where they can share how they progressed by these workshops and how they grew and things like that. The third will be some sessions on small topics. Again, 30 to 45 minutes session each, like 10-15 sessions. Topics can be Google Calendar, Google AdWords, Google Maps, things like that. We missed on Mapathon, but did you? I missed on it. Okay, so we had a Mapathon also. We might sound too ambitious with our plan, but like 2015 we didn't do anything, so like we want to catch up in 2016. And December we want to just leave it for evaluation. We have no events, and plan for 2017. So that's all for 2016.
Busy year. Very busy.
So busy.
Okay.
Yo, fly Nepal.
Well, who wants to go Nepal? Go on your own.
Thank you.
Okay, which one wants to be next?
Okay, which one?
Indonesia represent.
I'm a secretary.
I'm a
Ada power, turunin. Lower.
Lower the thing.
Lower the press the cool button.
Press the cool button.
Cool button.
There's a cool button.
There's a
You
cool
can-
button on the left.
It says cool there.
Yeah.
On your.
It says make me taller.
Hey, terrible.
The thing goes. The thing will go down.
They say that okay, just flip your fingers now.
Yeah. Too taller. Instant more.
You can already see her.
Spesialis specialized bullying.
Foto.
Okay, thank you, Vera. Great.
Hello, very good people. So basically, for Indonesia, we make like a comprehensive plan for 2016. So it's gonna be like template projects for all cities, for all chapters. Instead of making different projects, we try to make same track for all chapters in Indonesia. So I'm gonna present the details for Indonesia, and then I'm gonna ask of the GBG manager from the specific cities to come and present the details. So in 2016, we targeted 3 different markets. The first one is offline SMB, the second one is online SMB, and the third one is startup. For the offline SMB, are the ones who don't really, who have kind of conventional shops, but they don't really go to online. They don't really know how to go to online. And for the online SMB is the ones who have already online, but they don't really know how to make a good strategy to grow their business in online marketing. And the other one is for the startups. For the some projects, if you can see that there are some projects have some colors for the talks, for example. So we think that we can combine these 3 different targeted programs into one programs for several projects, for example, for talks and monthly meetup. We try to create the awareness first by creating tools for the offline, online, and startup by targeting like in Jakarta maybe like 1,000 people. And then the second one we try to create the interest and desire based on those people who come to our talks, which is on offline SMB we have like Google Business Workshop, which we try to encourage SMB to go online by first having their own Google Business page, and then the last action that we can do to create the action for offline SMB is having monthly meetup, where we try to control those people who have already come to our talks, come to our Google Business Workshop, and become those participants who can grow with us. And then for the online SMB, we have already we create the awareness by having the tools, and then we create interest and desire by having AdWords workshop. Why we don't create AdWords workshop in offline SMB? Because they are different markets and they have different capability when it comes about the business. Those who have already online, they have different needs, and they need to utilize AdWords as one of their strategy in marketing. And then the last one, to create the action pass for online SMB, we make bootcamp for growth hacking, just like our bootcamp here. for specific target audience who have already come to our talks and our workshop. And then the last one, yeah, we also met a monthly meetup, which we combine with the monthly meetup with the startup. For the startup, to create interest and desire, we make workshop design sprint because, well, basically startup need to have the basic skill to solve the problems before they start to focus on their marketing. And then for the action pass, we provide the bootcamp, growth hacking, and the monthly meetup just as same as the online SMB. But the only things that program that we can combine between online SMB and startup is the monthly meetup, because the growth hacking materials will be different for the online SMB and startup SMB. That's the whole plan. If you can see, we have already divided into Q1, 2, 3, and 4. And then at Q4, we will close the whole plan by having G Day. Thank you. So that's the whole plan for 2016 for GBG Indonesia. For Jakarta, Jogja, Semarang, Bandung, and Surabaya, I will invite each of the representatives. For Jakarta, I will invite Solandi to give the specific details. Thank you.
Okay.
Everyone, I'm Sulandi from Jakarta. Actually, we're gonna start our event within February or March. Yeah, our targeting participant will be about 300 participants. The topic is about online hustle for successful business. It's more like an open mind for the traditional businessmen and businesswomen. We are trying to open mind them to how to move to online business, because it will help them to increase and grow their business. Okay, and then for the next event, we will also trying to do how online can help your business. The topic will cover for the subscribe them to or register them to in Indonesia we call a Google Business School or Google My Business. Maybe it also registering their address into the Google Maps, where's the location, how to contact them, their phone number. Maybe they haven't had any website yet, but we are trying to encourage them how to move there to the online. Okay. Then we also have a Google Apps and resources group product, like Google Apps. We try to encourage them also to start using email as their communication channel, because most of them still based on texting and then mobile phone number only. Then we also have the other segmented online SMB. Maybe they already have the basic foundation, like they already have a website, but not just a common website, and their business still standard. We also have the way to boost business using Google AdWords, and then capturing the right growth hacking. So for the growth hacking here, we could combine for the online SMB and the startup. And then by about the Q3 or Q4, we also have an event growth hacking tool in here we are thinking about partnership with the incubator that we have in Jakarta. So we will select it about 20 to 25 the best startup, and then we will work closely with them and mentoring also with them. So in a year, our targeting is about we will reach about 1,000 participants, and the existing participant at the end maybe we estimate that only last about 125. Yeah. From the online business, offline business it will about 50. Online is about 50 also, and the startup is about 25. So that's for the Jakarta. I would like to invite from Jogja. Choi.
Okay, maybe I'm not to talk to all of the details. Maybe the most important thing to know that Jogja is one of the most lowest living costs in Indonesia. So the problem is they're hard to get off their comfort zone. So there's are really satisfied with what they get now. So a lot of activities in GBG in Jogja before is failed because there's the culture. So we focus on in the talks we focus on the importance of online presence to grow your business. So we showcase the success story, how you the local shop or the local sellers how to get benefit from online presence. To achieve this, we will collaborate to the students by using workshop training of trainers for startups to help the other business and local business to grow their business. So I don't work by myself, but using students in university to help the communities around them. So maybe that's the thing that I can do, because it's more scalable than I do every workshop every month. So maybe that's the topics may be similar to another city, because we have a big plan and then breakdown a little bit different, customized by our locals. Maybe that's it. Everything is same like before. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm from GBG Semarang. So basically, we are all using the same template, national template. But maybe what I'll just explain a little bit is in my hometown. Things are a little bit different than in Jakarta or Bandung or Surabaya or even Jogja, because like I would say that in my hometown, 50% they are all still offline, and maybe 40% are they are in the online. They have online presence, but almost nothing really in particular. I mean, like they just have a very passive website, that's it, or maybe they just have Facebook or I won't say G+ or Google My Business even. So normally they just have a very passive website or social media. So our challenge is more towards bringing them from offline to online, or at least to activate their online presence. So startup or tech startup, I would just say for maximum is 10%. So my focus is more towards bringing them to the online presence and activate them to activate the online presence. So having said that, we are a little bit maybe more towards the introduction part. So for the offline, we will introduce about the Google My Business, and especially since we have the opportunity to verify the location that will be a very good thing. And we will introduce like using Blogger. That's the entry point to the online presence. And for those who already at least have website, we want to introduce them to, oops, okay, thank you. For those who already at least have some kind of online channel, we will introduce them to growth hacking, the foundation of growth hacking, and what's the right strategy of growth hacking for them. And for the last 10%, of course we don't close ourselves for the opportunity to get any new tech startup. And if we do, we will push more towards the technical part. We'll do design sprint, workshop for this design sprint for the tech startup, and more into the bootcamp for the mentoring part to grow their startup. Okay, thank you. Next, I'll invite my Jun. Yeah, Badung Jun.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, since Bandung is following the same template for Indonesia, so I will share about my experience being manager in Bandung. So, Bandung is actually kind of satellite city from Jakarta. It's about 3 hours away on the road, or actually you can spend 6 hours if you're caught in a jam. So, the thing is that in Bandung there is a gap between the offline business and the offline business who start using online tools and the tech startups that base their business on the internet. Okay, so the problem was that even for the online businesses, they only use like blogs, messengers like BBM is still very popular, and then now WhatsApp and Line. So they don't really pay attention to how they can grow the business using other kind of online tools like analytics, like AdWords, etc., etc. So for Bandung chapter, of course we are going to introduce about the GBG and how we can help them to develop and grow their business. And then we're also going to introduce about the growth hacking and about the tools, etc., etc. And we are going to start it from in February. And for all of the category like the offline SMBs, online SMBs, and startup techs, we are going to just introduce first. But for the online SMB, as they have already know a little bit about the online, online tools, internet, etc. So we are going to differentiate about the material, the content of the workshop. So for the offline, we are just going to tell them that, okay, there's this strategy or method that called growth hacking, and for early stage. And but for the online SMB, we are going to the mid and late. And for the tech startup, we are going to actually combine all the audience into one event. And then second one is we're going to have a workshop for Google My Business, because I think that for offline SMBs it will be very useful. So hopefully we can help them list and tell them or teach them how to self-list and verify. And the rest is we are going to have some growth hack workshop and mentoring. As for the workshop, we are going to have a kind of boot camp, so we can organize like a full 1 day workshop, telling the businesses to, just like what we have done in the past 2 days. But for the mentoring, we only target accumulatively for all of the categories about 10. So we focus on quality instead of quantity. But all of them, 10 startup or 10 businesses, then we are going to have a regular coffee shops meeting, maybe like something like coffee chat lah. Yeah.
Coffee chat or pop chat?
One is for Bandung Kaki.
Good question. So we're good. Casually we're going to talk about the case studies and updates where have you been? Where have you gone? What's good? What's bad? Something like that. And hopefully we can do that for monthly. Yeah. So we are going to profile. Hopefully we can have them participate in the award at the end of the year and the Google GBG. Yeah, I think that's all from Bandung. Okay. Alright. Thank you.
Okay, from Surabaya we have same backbones, but the difference is maybe the topic. The first is the talk. The talk in Surabaya we will take themes how to face Asian economic community, because it's now is big problem to Surabaya, I think. You can see the month, and then from this talk we can select several team or for the online SMB and then startup to continue to the next steps, so we can make them to follow to join the bootcamp, so they will increase their business. And then for the monthly meetup, we haven't decided the topic yet because we need to know the SMB or startups needs for their meetups. We vacuum on June and July because we have fasting month before the 8th Fitri, because we feel that it's so hard to find participants on fasting week, fasting month.
Yep.
Yep. That's the problem. Okay, that's all maybe from Surabaya. Thank you.
Thank you.
So in conclusion, yeah, we may have the whole plan for 2016, but some programs may be dismissed in some chapter, because in Jakarta we may focus on offline or online SMB, because they already have a lot of incubators in Jakarta, and then Semarang has already set it, the mission to focus on offline SMB, and etc. etc. Each chapter has different customized projects of whole plan for GBG Indonesia in 2016. Thank you so much for your time.
Alright, go KL.
No, just KL.
Oh, okay.
Go KL.
Just KL, JB, and PJ, and Sanjay.
Lost one.
There was.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll say goodbye to you first.
Should we take a group photo first before you guys leave?
It's a selfie stick from Kathmandu.
Yes. Let's do it outside.
Yeah, from
Let's do it
Kathmandu.
outside. Outside is like fine, right?
How to come?
Semua itu Maya
That KL dream first.
That's why lah.
Aleng, ค่อยๆเชียร์ Aleng.
You know the question I wanted to ask you. I don't
Yes.
have to ask you anymore.
Okay, that's one.
Fight it lah.
Aleng, 快啲 Aleng.
Alright,
He showed me.
guys, so yeah, represent. So okay, represent.
Yeah.
So basically, I'll be talking about our master plan for this year. So starting with January itself. So as you all know now, right now is almost the end of January. So we won't be having any. Before that, just give you a run through that. This plan is actually more towards a combination of GBG KL, Cyberjaya, JB, and Petaling Jaya. So what you see here is actually the combination of 4 chapters in one single master plan calendar. So starting from January itself, GBG Kuala Lumpur is not going to have any events because it's almost the end of January. And if we were to have any kind of event, right, we won't have enough time to have anything. So let's move on to February itself. But do you prefer us to talk in each chapter or what?
No.
I'll just focus on KL only. Okay, so I'll be talking about KL only, but I will leave the rest to the other chapter managers. Yeah.
Which part of the no did you?
I thought we represent.
Not yet.
I said you represent.
No, represent, but
You just goreng all the way lah.
I don't really have to speak everything on the fly, right?
Does anyone else need to rush off to the airport? Or is it?
No, one's right.
It's just me?
I also have
what
the
time
same
we
flight,
heading out?
actually. Oh, you? Yeah, and Charlotte.
What time?
So maybe
Same
you can
as
wrap
me.
it up in 5 minutes.
I'll try.
Yeah,
Okay.
the summarized version of
Yeah, the summarized version of the summary.
Yeah, the summarized version of KL, all the.
Everybody.
Question.
I won't waste any more time, so let's go through. So for February itself, for KL, we will be going to do our very first map out Kuala Lumpur. So it's a general map out event for every single people around us. And for GBG Cyberjaya, they will do introduction to growth hacking and Google My Business to the Malay speaking community. And for JB itself, Google My Business as well. So moving on March itself, I'll be doing a series of growth hacking events. So it will be a series based and the content is very focused. So each of the event I'll be focusing on one topic itself. So for the March event, I'll be doing a general concept of growth hacking to all the crowds in Kuala Lumpur itself. As for GBG PJ, they'll be doing an event in conjunction with International Women's Day. So it will be an event focusing on entrepreneurship by women and starting out. So on the second quarter itself, starting with April, I'll be hosting the first series, first event of the series, which is the growth hacking for user experience type. So how do we use user experience to enhance to start up a growth hacking concept? So as for Cyberjaya, they will be doing a growth hacking event as well, but on more towards the Malay crowds, Malay speaking community.
The niche entrepreneur.
Yeah. Same goes to GBG JB, so all of us will be starting the same series of events at the same month. Moving on to May itself, we will be going to do the second event, which is Google My Business. So on this month itself, I'll be focusing on how to use Google My Business to map your business and to put, basically just to put your business on the spotlight on Google Ads or Google Maps itself. Same thing goes to GBG Cyberjaya, and as for GBG Petaling Jaya, they'll be focusing on the growth hacking, the mid-stage growth hacking events, and probably Julia will invite a few speakers to speak in that event. And pardon?
I probably will.
Probably.
Yeah, including Julia herself. So for June, due to
we all holiday.
Yeah,
Yes,
everyone
on
we get
holiday.
due to
Leisure holiday.
Yes.
yeah, Ramadan.
Malaysia is on holiday.
This GBG holiday.
Yes. So moving on to the third quarter, we'll be doing the next series. The next event in the series, which is focusing on Google AdWords. So it's basically teaching business people how to use Google AdWords to get more exposure on Google Ads itself. And same goes to Cyberjaya and Petaling Jaya.
We just copy paste.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so August.
See that obvious.
For August itself, GBG Kuala Lumpur will be doing something different. We will try to include something which is not included in growth hacking, which is Google Apps for Work. Because I think that we had a few people asking us about this thing in KL itself, so I think it's time for us to bring it to the public. And for GBG JB, they'll be doing their own rounds of mid-stage growth hacking session. Then moving on to September, yes, this is
Are you trying to get proof?
pardon? Oh yeah. So for September itself, GBG KL will be doing our very first design sprint. It is actually planned during last year, but currently we will just bring it to this year. So yeah, it will be run by Taylor Ling, which is a friend of ours. And Cyberjaya will be doing their growth hacking reviews and leveraging on fans. Okay, all that. GBG PJ will be running their growth hack for exponential growth. So yeah. Okay, next. So October is now
Holiday again.
Holiday again. And preparation for
No, it's planning.
Planning, yeah. Holiday plus preparation.
Yeah,
So
planning.
which will lead to the next one, which is November.
Holiday.
So on November itself, we will be running Dream Days Malaysia, which is a large event. So we require a lot of manpower and planning to do so. So we will take the whole. We won't take. I mean, this event doesn't last for a month. It will just last for a day or so. But yeah, it requires a lot of planning. So you're right.
Okay.
Come on, moving on to last month.
It's a month-long event.
Yeah, month-long event. So.
Booba,
No, but it's a month-long preparation and stuff, you know.
Okay.
So, very last event, December, all of us, except GBG,
Oh,
we have
yeah.
a holiday.
Copy paste,
So,
right?
this is where
I
GBG
recognize
will be doing
the
their
words.
growth hack for exponential growth. And pretty much that's it for GBG.
Alright.
Yay!
Thank you.
May the force be with you.
Magic fail.
Wrapping up.
Alright.
Are we on
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Right.
Right.
Coupons time.
Yay!
Perks, perks.
Well, there's nothing much else to say. Marcus, do you want to say anything, or?
We want
We
goodies.
want
We
coupons.
want
I
goodies. We want
think Charlotte
goodies.
probably wants to say something. You just sent an email, right?
Coupons.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I did send an email. Please take some time if you can to fill out the survey. We do this at the end of every training session, so we can just get your feedback on how it went for you.
Do we get coupons?
Do you get coupons? I'll ask Marcus. We'll see about that. But
I'm watching it.
it should take you no more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, you get 2 sticks of satay. So yeah, the feedback is really important because we want to know how you think about the training. It's also for us to make improvement plans if we have like future events, training sessions like this. Also, you know, you probably get cool swags. I don't know. Yeah. But feedback is really important. So yeah. Do share with us your plans. You know, just email
Very nice
us or share with us your.
There's a link in the survey for them to provide.
Oh
those
yeah.
things.
Okay, yeah. Just put your links there, and then allow us to view at least. Yeah. Okay. So all the plans.
Hey guys, thanks very much for your time over the last couple of days. Hope that was useful, and good luck with your plans for the next year.
Thank you.
Yeah, have fun.
Nice.
Good luck.
Yeah. Sure.
Marcus, I'm gonna head off to the airport. To the airport.
Oh, we lost it.